The Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Welcome to Silver Linings. I'm Janine Barrows, your host and sometimes co-host. And our whole goal here at Silver Linings is to get that proverbial silver lining for our watchers. Life is full of challenges, and we hope to make them a little easier with sharing some information with you. Today, joining me is Deidre Murray. She is a longtime senior advocate here on the Treasure Coast. And she will be joining me like Mike and Gary on a monthly basis, and we're going to have conversations about senior space, things that impact our senior population or ways in which they can better improve their quality of life. And today she brought with her Veronica Kolibab, who Veronica has a very long history in our community, and she's a certified integrative nutrition health coach and a certified belief clearing. Now, what does that mean?
Belief clearing practitioner. So we have things that block us from getting to places that we want, or block us from giving up sugar, for example. Mm-hmm. They block us from doing things, and there are ways that we can dive into those things. I actually work with 12 currently, but there are more than that. Things like EFT tapping, which is an excellent practice for pretty much anything: stress, overeating, anxiety, money, relationships, and you pretty much just tap on the meridians, and it kind of resets. For a simplistic answer, kind of resets the mind and the energy to shift that particular belief or that particular issue that you're facing. And it's literally done like with stress. I've done an exercise that's 5 to 7 minutes, and the last breath, it's like wow, where did that stress go? So there's things like that: purge writing, healing music. There's a lot of different modalities. Yeah, nice. Different techniques and tips.
Learn new things every single day. I love that. I think I've heard a small conversation prior with somebody else, something about the gamma thought process and the high energy levels and how you can shift them and change that mindset so that it opens up to a new way of going forward. So I definitely want to hear more about that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You can actually shift things that have happened as a child on a quantum level to where it doesn't affect your future. So it's fascinating. That's a much deeper work than just belief clearing work, but it's quite incredible.
Neat. I love it. That's kind of cool. We'll have to have coffee one day and you'll educate me further.
Yes, I will.
So Deidre is new to the podcast in the sense that this is her first time on it. This is our 4th podcast. And I just want Deidre to tell us a little bit about why she's going to be part of our monthly group and what is she going to bring to the table and some of her experience.
Well, thank you so much, Janine. And I am elated to be with this powerhouse, these ladies here. And I am super excited about this experience and opportunity to continue to share. Most that know me, I'm a little bit obsessed with seniors and seniors living their best life. But I think we're all aging. It's all ages, stages, and levels. We need information, and we need to continue to learn and grow. And that's why I brought Veronica here, because she is the epitome of that. So she's going to help us today really delve into these spaces that a lot of us are afraid of. Eating healthy, it's daunting, just the thought of how do we even do that. So Veronica really does simplify that. But more importantly, we want to talk about what is sugar? What's sugar doing to us as we're aging? All of us like a little sweet, and Janine likes one too, I know.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about that before the show, that I'm exactly one of those people. I love my sugars and my sweets, and Veronica was pointing out that you don't have to give those up. You can simply alter what you're purchasing, how you're putting them together, and being able to satisfy your cravings without sacrificing your health.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. And it's a lot easier today than it has ever been. I mean, I had to go sugar-free. Gosh, I don't even want to say how long ago. I'm dating myself. But back then, it was not possible, really, to find things that were delicious and still healthy, right? You'd always had the sugars. So they'd replace it with the honey, and they'd replace it with the dates, and they replace it with the figs, which are all still sugar.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
The liver doesn't go, oh, wait a minute, that's honey. So that fructose doesn't count.
I call that the fake out. That's a fake out right there.
Tell me that organ isn't working in my benefit here to negotiate to come out the way I want it?
They are not going to negotiate with you. Like that banana that everybody thinks is so healthy that has like 12 grams of sugar in it. You know, it's like, but it's a banana. I get it. But the liver doesn't go, oh, wait, that's a banana.
Let me decipher.
So I'm not going to treat it the same way as every other fructose that comes into the body, right? So it's just, it's the same and different. Yeah, there are other nutrients in those fruits for sure. And everything in moderation, I believe. Like I will have a banana occasionally, but I'm not going to eat it every morning. I'm not going to take in 3 teaspoons of sugar every morning to kick off the day. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
So, I mean, and that's not counting everything else. You know, add in your oatmeal, which is going to convert to sugar. If I could tell you, the average eater is taking in 46 teaspoons of sugar per day. And they go, no way, Veronica. No way. I don't eat sugar. And then I go through my class. I'll go through a list of what you're eating for breakfast and what you're eating for lunch. And we talk about it. And sure enough, the average eater, that's taking me, the no sugar eater, and the donut and Coca-Cola eater, and putting them together, the average person is taking 46. The healthy eater is taking in like 24 teaspoons of sugar a day.
Wow.
Do you know how many we should have as women? Let's just talk about that.
How many?
Take a guess.
Okay.
I want to say 20.
20.
I don't like the way she said that in response. I'm going to go lower. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right, and I got to go below.
I don't have a good poker
aside.
face.
What is it? What should we
So
have?
according to the American Heart Association, women should have no more than 6 teaspoons a day. 6 teaspoons. So to give you a clue, for every 4 grams of sugar, so this is a tip for you and everybody else. So now when you go, you're going to look at labels and you're going to be cursing me out everywhere you go. For every 4 grams of sugar, you want to calculate as 1 teaspoon on a label. Okay, every 4 grams, 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
So that gives you up to 24 grams of sugar in a day. So we're going to put that into perspective. Cookie. 1 cookie could be 8 grams, depending upon the cookie. A banana is 12 grams of sugar, the average size banana. So you're taking 3 of your 6 teaspoons of sugar with your 1 banana. That's for the day. That's not counting your coffee with your pumps.
I know, I'm guilty. I just admitted that in the morning. I start my day with a double espresso and a couple of scoops of sugar. And if I'm going to a shop, I'm like, add some caramel, please. So
we're not even going to talk about the caffeine. We'll leave that for a whole nother show.
You'll definitely be back.
But the sugar, if you don't understand like what sugar's doing, it affects every single system in the body. It ages the brain. It ages the skin. It affects the stomach. It affects the liver because the liver cannot now process all of the sugar, these 46 teaspoons of sugar that we're taking in every day. Wow. The liver has to process this. So it puts it out into the body as fat. What do we see today to be the biggest epidemic?
Obesity
And diabetes.
Absolutely.
74% of the population is overweight or obese. And it's non-alcoholic fatty liver. Well, goodness, where's that coming from?
You know, that's really funny you said that because I've had several conversations recently with individuals, demographically like myself, who were told that they had fatty liver issues. And they were like, I don't drink.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's from sugar.
I don't drink.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, that I hadn't even correlated the two as such. That's interesting.
And you need your liver, 100%.
Yeah.
You need that. That is the major filtration system. I mean, we need our urinary system. We need, obviously, our stomach to work properly to eliminate. Every single system is affected by sugar, not to mention your mood. So it causes depression and anxiety. It has a hand in Alzheimer's disease, which we're talking about right here today.
Major, yes.
Yeah, because you're talking about how it impacts the brain. I did see a study from U of F about the correlation with a tremendous amount of ingestion over time and how it could be a factor in dementia in the brain, and
100%.
how they're looking now at that and recognizing that it is a physical factor, an environmental factor, indeed. So
100%.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And that and grains too. So we were
grains, we thought grains were good for us.
Yeah.
And it's food for cancer and all the other situations.
Yeah, very much.
100%. Yeah, because you know what happens is, and anybody, if you watch Dr. William Davis at all, he's amazing. He was one of the instructors in my school, Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And he talks about there's several different proteins and grains that break down. So gluten being one of them, but gluten isn't even the true devil, right? So the gliadin protein mimics a healthy brain protein. This very important for us, right? The healthy brain protein looks like this gliadin protein. So when it enters the body, the immune system is now attacking not just the gliadin, but the healthy brain protein that it mirrors. So,
that's scary.
Yeah, it's a double.
But what's the other?
Yeah.
What's the other epidemic? Right? Is dementias and Alzheimer's and brain disorders and depressions and anxieties and ADD and ADHD and all of these things.
We're
We're
seeing a
faced.
huge rise in those, without a doubt, bigger so in the last 20 years. And they have a lot of studies now being focused both at the collegiate level and in the national, in the international think tank processing. So it's a big deal, and we have a lot more people today than we had 20 years ago that were fighting dementia-form diseases. So, yeah,
Cancers. Cancers are on a rampant scale, sugar being a major culprit in that, because if you do any kind of cancer scan, any kind of PET scan on cancer, and you give them sugar, it just lights up like a Christmas tree.
You can see it literally.
Yeah.
It's eating. It's food.
Cancer loves sugar.
My girlfriend who battled and has overcome breast cancer, during the time of that, she actually educated me a bit by saying something that was so simple, but it stuck with me for many years ago. She said, cancer is like the semi-truck on the superhighway of your body, or the sugar is to cancer like the semi-truck on the superhighway of the body. So she said those little pieces of sugar you're ingesting, they become like little semis that take cancer through every organ of your body.
For sure.
And it was such a visual. I was like, ew, but oh my gosh, that stuck with me.
Right.
It sticks with you. It's something you can recognize and understand. Just traveling through your system, dropping off cancer all along the way.
Yep.
And that was enlightening, definitely.
Well, inflammation too. I mean, how many seniors are suffering, right, with inflammation or autoimmune diseases? So anyone who has an autoimmune disease or inflammation, giving up sugar is not an option.
Right. And I have seen, as a senior advocate for over 35 years, I have seen an incredible jump in late age diabetes that I have not seen. I have people in their 80s coming in, going on metformin for the first time in their life. So this is definitely a major situation. Also, I do want to talk about electrolytes, because I am seeing a lot of that.
That is a big topic, and how that impacts everything in our hydration and when we're doing it properly. Well, let's come back to that topic after a break and a bit of information from our sponsors. And on that note, take us away, Jessie. Thank you.
If you dream of creating a home with furniture where you make life one long weekend, visit Sunshine Furniture now and save 50% on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington during the fall savings event. bedroom, living, and dining room, home office, media, and occasional furniture that is inviting and comfortable, Tommy Bahama and Lexington offer everything you need to furnish your Florida home. We're also having a huge half-price fall sale on lots of other coastal furniture by Universal, Hooker, Riverside, Seawinds, and Capri, including big sales on patio furniture by Berlin Gardens, Lloyd Flanders, Telescope, Kingsley Bait, and Windward. All pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price, and in-stock rugs are on sale too. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com and be sure to shop our outlet store directly across the street.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Are you a therapist or a nurse seeking the multi-state compact license? In the state of Florida, these and many other industries require a Level 2 live scan background check for clearance to work in your industry. A1A Fingerprints is your certified live scan source from Broward to Brevard. And if you're a medical provider, you need to be registered on the ACA web portal. A1A Fingerprints will help you navigate and comply with the law. Call 772-494-6556 or visit a1afingerprints.com. A1A Fingerprints.
The Port St. Lucie High School Drama Department presents Footloose the Musical. The show is packed with hits such as Footloose, Let's Hear It for the Boy, Almost Paradise, and Holding Out for a Hero. Footloose features a cast of 50 performers and a live orchestra. The show runs January 25th through February 4th. Tickets are available now at Perkins Restaurant in Port St. Lucie, Vivid Salon and Spa in St. Lucie West, and Joy's Ice Cream in Fort Pierce. See why 250,000 people have seen one of our performances. More details at pslhsdrama.com.
All right, that was painless, right? And you get all this great information about our community and our different providers of services. Speaking of that, I want to give a quick shout out and a thank you to our sponsors at Conway Financials in Vero Beach, as well as Rooney and Rooney PA Services and their legal team in Vero. On that note, let's go back to what Deidre was saying before our break. She was just getting into hydration and electrolytes and what that means for our overall health. And take it away. What you got?
Thank you so much. And again, I'm honored to be with you ladies this morning and with Veronica, Eating with V. She is a powerhouse. She knows her stuff. So we are actually really delving into the electrolytes and that being really a big concern for all of us, but specifically to the aging population. I have seen such a jump. And I wondered if you could help us to help our seniors to get those electrolytes. What does that look like and why are they so deficient?
Yeah, the challenge, I think, with seniors, and I notice it, like as we start aging right now, you have to go to the bathroom more, you have to relieve your bladder more. Right. And so they don't want to do that. They don't want to have to run to the bathroom. It's not as easy for them as it was when they were in their 50s and 30s and 20s, right? So they drink less so they don't have to pee more.
So true.
And unfortunately, we need half of our body weight in water.
Yeah.
You know, water flushes out disease. Water, feeds the nutrients to the cells. Like hydration feeds the brain. Like there's so many things. Like our body systems, our organs need it. You know, our cells need it. We need water. We're like 65 or 70% water. I mean, we need that water. And when we're not getting it, like I literally went to my holistic doctor and she's like, you need some electrolytes. I go, how does that happen? Right? I eat good, but the food's not the same anymore either. So yeah, we think we're eating good. We think we're drinking enough water, but our body tells us differently. So I actually found some electrolyte drops. Now, with that being said, we are not medical doctors. You definitely need to consult with your healthcare professional, right? You don't just take electrolytes. You need to consult.
Be sure you have a need for it and that your body can process appropriately.
Check your professional with your healthcare professional, whoever that is. But I found electrolyte drops and I put them in water. But of course, it was recommended by my holistic doctor. She said, get some electrolytes. And so I did. And I do notice a difference. Even though me, Miss Energizer Bunny, doing 100 things all the time, I notice when I'm taking the electrolytes and drinking the water, because it forces me to drink more water too, that I carry water with me everywhere. But are we actually drinking it? Right?
I've seen people with like the 3-gallon jugs and it's still full at 3 in the afternoon. Yes, I know.
So they go, hey, I have my water. I have my water with me everywhere. And I've caught myself with that too. Like the end of the mouth, I'm like, at the end of the day, my mouth is like, and I go, oh my gosh, I probably hardly drank any water today.
It's true.
But the cup goes with me everywhere. So we need to watch that because it's important. So the rule, according to my holistic doctor, the rule for me, which check with your doctors, is half of my body weight in ounces of water every day. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you need 50.
Okay.
If you weigh 200 pounds, you need 100 ounces of water.
Oh, that's great.
It's a general rule.
Easy calculation too.
I know that generally speaking, our senior population, especially those with dementia or some kind of brain anomaly that interferes with their cognitive processing, often pull back from drinking fluids out of a forgetting factor. I'm not sure, out of a texture factor. I know that they've recently come up with these like fruit balls of juice that's a gelatin casing for them. So they think they're eating a candy because they like the sweets.
So
to
give
get
them
that
more sugar.
consumption. Well, no, it doesn't have the sugar. It's a gelatin. It's a gelatin casing. It looks pretty like it's a piece of fruit, but it's simply water.
Okay, perfect.
So they're coming up with ways to do it
That's
because
kinda cool.
exactly what you're saying is impactful. And when they get dehydrated, they end up with additional side issues, whether it's headaches, cognitive issues, a lack of clarity, UTIs, all these things that come from not being hydrated that impacts their quality of life. So we do see a lot of that, and you're seeing groups put into place new things such as these pods with the electrolytes and all those things.
See, that's great.
That's really neat.
If they're putting electrolytes and hydration in them without the sugar, that's awesome.
Yes.
And be leery of that too. When you're looking for electrolyte, I found drops. They have no sugar, but they have like electrolyte packets.
Right.
Oh, yes, they're very sweet.
Then you put in, you're putting in, what are you putting in there?
And then if there's a fake flavor.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's Kool-Aid on steroids.
Right, exactly. Throw some caffeine in it too. One more thing you really don't need to be having in your body. So,
It's the expression.
but just a few quick things, because I mean, I'm not the electrolyte expert, but I did bring up some things that I felt is important to know. So. They balance, so those electrolytes balance the water in our bodies. So that's the first thing. They balance the amount of water. They also balance the alkalinity and acidity of the body. So that's important. You don't want your body to be too acid. You don't want to be too pH either, right? You don't want to be too alkaline. So they move nutrients into the cells, but they also move waste out of the cells. They support muscle and nerve function. They keep heart rate and rhythm steady, and they keep the blood pressure stable. I mean, this is how important electrolytes.
Major.
Plus, keep bones and teeth healthy.
Wow.
So they do a lot of things in the body. Like, I am the sugar expert. I'm not the electrolyte expert. I am becoming more of an electrolyte person because obviously the doctor said I had to do it. So now I need to research it more.
Exactly.
But I did that, and I was like, man, those electrolytes, and that includes bicarbonate, calcium, magnesium, phosphate, potassium, and sodium. And there's a really great article, if you want to share it, on it's medlineplus.gov, MEDLINE plus.gov, on electrolytes and what they do in the body. So
I'll be checking that out.
Just to know.
Fascinating.
I didn't really know what electrolytes were until I was in college and had my first hangover. Yeah. And then for a long time, I thought, oh, that just kind of balances your system. But I didn't truly understand until today all the depth of where it reaches and how it impacts. That's amazing.
I didn't want to forget any, so I wrote them down. As we get older, the memories.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, and the same with hydration, lubricating the joints, preventing infection because it keeps the fluids moving in the body, right? And if you get sick, you need extra hydration to move that stuff out. Keeping the organs functioning properly, delivering nutrients to all of our cells, which we did say, but improving sleep quality and mood, which is, I feel, really important.
Incredibly important.
My husband would agree the mood part really important. All right.
Yes.
So with that being said, I want to talk real quickly as we are running out of time, but I want to point something out. Veronica has a wonderful website. It's eatingwithv.com, and I would really encourage you to go. She is offering a 3-month program that it will help you make the necessary adjustments to regain control and quality of your life through the food that you consume. So I want to thank Veronica Kolibab and Deidre Murray for being with us today, sharing the
Thank
silver
you,
linings
ladies.
that there is hope ahead by
Always.
making some tweaks and changes and educating ourselves on what we're consuming. And I think that we can do that. I mean, definitely. And we'll be following up with Veronica and seeing how her programs grow and the success of it, and hopefully even maybe meeting one of her clients so we can learn more from that side of it.
Yes, and I personally can attest.
Deidre will be back with me in a month. So in a few weeks, we'll be seeing her again with a new topic. And next week, we'll be coming in and we will be having a special guest that'll be talking to us about Medicare and some of the changes that are abroad for this next year and how you can go about making changes right now. Until then, thank you for joining Silver Linings. Thank you for giving us some of your time. Thank you to our sponsors, Conway Financials and Rooney & Rooney. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was awesome.